makes your garden grow? Water and sunshine. What makes your spirit grow? Knowing that she'll be mine.
Well, good morning everyone. Long time no see. It has been a hot minute since we have posted an update of any kind. We have been busy with work and church, and Parker was away at a gospel music singing camp. But he is back from that now, and yeah, we're just trying to get caught up. We have our church is in a revival effort this week, and yeah, so it's like work during the day and then church at night. So it's been hard to put together some videos for y'all, but I wanted to give you guys a quick update. It's early in the morning and it's already hot. Like a lot of folks on this side of the US, we are experiencing another heat wave. Temperatures in the upper 90s and low 100s in our area. But I wanted to show you the garden because it has definitely grown a lot since the last time we were out here together. So let's take a walk and see what there is to see. All right. Okay, so we've been trying to keep the garden watered, but you'll see that this heat is still stressing some of the plants out. But here are my tomatoes, and we have some gorgeous fruit. I bought some more basil plants, and I've got some going in the dehydrator right now. Okay, so these first 4 tomato plants are the mortgage lifters. You can see we've got some gorgeous fruit going on here. Then we have some ox hearts. Starting right here, we've got 4 ox hearts, and they are really loaded with fruit and they look gorgeous. I've been coming out here occasionally trying to keep things pruned. Ugh, that is an enemy. But look at that. This is my first time growing ox hearts, and they are just beautiful. Okay, then down here, the rest of them are Amish paste tomatoes, my favorite paste tomato. And they are looking really good, except for the one on the very end is very straggly and just looks puny. This is a volunteer pumpkin. We had the chickens in the garden during the winter, and I threw them pumpkins to eat, and so they now have left us with some volunteer plants, and we're just letting a couple of them go to see what happens. We've got some flowers back there, so yeah, we'll see. I've got another basil plant there. We do have a lot of grass and weeds, and it is hard to stay on top of, so please forgive the mess. But this is my okra. This is from seed that I saved a couple of years ago, and it's doing really well. Let's see, this is a zinnia that I started and planted right there. It's doing really well. And then the rest of this row is green beans, and you can see that I actually came through here and pulled a bunch of these thorny weeds, and my friend Constance at A Good Life Farm told me what they're called. I keep forgetting. It's like pig nose or something like that, pig snout. See, look, it's just a baby. But these green bean plants are loaded in blossoms, so I'm hoping that all of these blossoms turn into delicious green beans. My goal is to have a year's worth in our pantry. They look great. Here we have some collard greens that are basically worm food. This one looks terrible. That one looks worse. That one might be salvageable. I need to get out here, pull the worms off, give them to the chickens. See, these are so hard to see because they are the same color as the leaf. But how we will get rid of this is we'll pull the worms off. Like I said, feed them to the chickens. Then we will spray these with BT. which is a bacteria that eats soft flesh worms. Then I have a patch of green beans here. I had planted more collard greens here, but they didn't come up. So I came back with beans. And I'm not worried about these three. I mean, 3 collard green plants is not enough to feed us. But what I will do is when in the fall, for our fall garden, I will plant a bunch of collard greens because we do love them. Also back here, I planted some beets. Again, I need to come out and weed, but I planted some beets and I do have a few that have popped up. But again, that is another fall crop that I will be sure to plant a bunch of. Then down here I have a few more tomato plants that are looking really good. Here we have a marigold that's got a bunch of buds on them. Very excited. This is one that I started from seed, and it is seed that I saved a couple of years ago. Here is another zinnia that I started from seed. That is another volunteer pumpkin. Then down here we have peppers and another volunteer pumpkin. But you guys, this is my first time successfully growing peppercini peppers, and they are absolutely loaded. I'm just waiting for all of them. I'm waiting for some of them to turn a light yellowish green before I pick them and can them. But anyway, very excited about that. Okay, let's see. These tomatoes are all Amish paste, and again, they're doing great, but they are very stressed from the heat. You can tell by the curling of the leaves. Okay, here's another first. I got these plants from my new friend Kimberly, and these are triple L crop tomato plants, and they are tolerating the heat very, very well. We've got some beautiful fruit on them. They're doing really well. So yeah, super excited about these. I've never eaten one, so we'll see how they continue to do and if they will become a staple in the garden or not. All right, here is my, oops, sorry for the shadow. Here's my cucumber trellis. I've got some blossoms on these. These are doing well. I've got a marigold there. So then I've got a few that are coming up here. I've got another marigold down here. All right, let me go give these worms to the chickens really quick. Ladies. All right, so here we have a few squash plants. This is a zucchini. This is a yellow straight neck. This one I bought at a garden store, and it looked really, really puny when I bought it, but it's coming back to life, so that's good. I've got another gorgeous zucchini plant, and I've got a baby zucchini there. Very excited. Here's another yellow straight neck. Oh, that's a crook neck, sorry. This is a yellow squash plant. Looking really good. And then a few more crookneck, yellow crookneck squash. Here we have a baby sunflower, but then we've got a few that are doing really well. Here's my pinto beans. They're looking fantastic. Very, very nice. Very nice. Getting blossoms. Awesome. All right, and then we finally got some cardboard to go in between the rows, so we'll be able to take care of some of the weed pressure in between these last 2 rows. But here we have some corn, and despite all of the grass and weeds, it seems to be doing okay. I'm relieved to see it getting taller despite the amount of grass and weeds. All right, so the garlic has been harvested. You can tell this has settled a lot. I don't really have a lot of compost that I can put in here, but when it cools down a scotch, I'm gonna pull the weeds freshen the soil, amend it, and add what I do have. And I have some basil and oregano that I have propagated, so that's gonna go in here as soon as it cools down, and then we'll probably add some other things. Here are some more Italian paste tomatoes that I got from my friend Kimberly. Doing really, really well. I was actually concerned when I planted them in here because I couldn't plant them as deep as I wanted, but they're doing great. I need to come through here and mulch some more. But these are all Italian, a variety of Italian paste tomatoes. So there's Martino and Italian, and they are doing really, really well. Very happy with how these are doing. Of course, our strawberries are done, and I need to go through here and cut them back. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a different way to do these. Really need to get out here and weed and add more wood chips. It's just too hot. But anyway, we've got some jalapenos here. They are holding on. We put this around just to keep the birds from clipping them. So the ones that they had clipped down, they're trying to they're hanging on and trying to come back. So hopefully those will produce for us. I'm actually growing watermelon. I can't believe it. They're actually doing well. I planted these from seed. Again, we put these around here to keep the birds out. I think this is okay now. I don't think the birds will mess with them now that they're this big. I gotta get out here and weed. Here's another, it's a small one. I think that's actually a midget cantaloupe. So I don't know what we'll do with that. I might have to figure out a way to trellis it. Here's another sugar baby watermelon. And then I've got a couple of black Russian sunflowers that the birds did not cut down, so that's good. Over here are the Cherokee wax beans. They're struggling, and I think it's the heat. None of the muncher cucumbers came up, but I think it's because I waited too long to water them in, so I'm gonna have to replant those. Things in the GreenStalk are looking pretty good. The thing with the GreenStalk is you have to stay on top of watering. I have figured that out. You've got to stay on top of watering, and I need to fertilize. But here is some basil that's doing well, flowers that I've planted. Some thyme, I harvested a bunch of it yesterday, and it's in the dehydrator. This is cilantro, which is probably bitter by now, I would imagine. I've got some lettuce trying to come up. I've got radishes still trying to come up. These onions are finally doing really well. Again, stay on top of watering. We've got one radish that's doing super well. Got more over here. That is more lettuce. This is some rosemary. I harvested a bunch yesterday. That is actually a carrot. Okay, and I don't know if y'all can see, but the cabbage in here is doing super well. I have kept this netting over them since the day I planted them, and there has not been any cabbage loopers in them. So they are doing super duper well. And again, I plan on planting a whole bunch more in the fall, for the fall garden. And there's a bunch of weeds in there that need to come out. With the glare on the viewfinder, I hope I was pointing at the right things. Hopefully you can see what I was talking about. I guess I won't know until I get in here and edit. But anyway, okay, so that's the update of the garden, and it's doing well considering the heat, considering how much time we've been able to spend out here controlling weeds and pests. But yeah, we're just praying for a really good harvest this year, that we can fill our pantries and hopefully relieve some of the grocery bill. So yeah. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this update, and until next time, remember to be vigilant, be prayerful, and be prepared, and we'll catch you all in the next one. Bye, guys.